trumpet's a very physical instrument. I feel like I'm married to two different people, my wife and the trumpet. It's a very demanding instrument. You can't neglect it. You have to play it every day. Some days it works with you, some days it doesn't. It just depends how much love you give to it. And what I mean by that is how much time you practice the trumpet and put, spend the time with it. And I think that's very important, especially with the trumpet. It's not like the saxophone where you can just take the saxophone out of the case, put the mouthpiece on and start playing. I mean, with the trumpet, you have to like warm up. Any brass instrument, trombone, trumpet, you have to warm up. I can't even, for example, if I wake up one day and say, I feel like playing like through some Charlie Parker tunes, I can't just get my trumpet out and start playing Charlie Parker tunes. I need to warm up. And that takes, my warm-up usually it's about an hour. So I do an hour warm-up every day before I even think about playing anything else. And that's what I was talking about earlier, what Dizzy said, about warming up and warming down. You warm up before you play, and then after you're done performing, you warm down. And a lot of people don't warm down. And sometimes, I'm guilty of it too. I forget to warm down. I end up like socializing and talking to people after I play somewhere, and then you just forget about it, and then you wake up the next day and you're just like, oh man, I forgot to warm down. And you feel it, you feel it the next day. That's never gonna happen. You're never gonna master jazz. That's the beauty of it. You're never gonna stop learning. There's always something to learn about jazz. It's just a never-ending process. And that's why I love to play music, because I learn something new every day. Like, you're never going to figure it out. And that's what I can say about that. I'm really looking forward to getting older, because you're going to learn from your experiences with other people and in life in general, and that's going to it's going to apply to your music. And so, for example, like I'm going to be able to, in 10 years, I'm going to be a completely different player just from the experiences that I'm going to have in the next 10 years from playing with different musicians. And that's already happening to me, I think, in my playing, because of the people that I've been playing with. I think I've really grown a lot now that I'm playing with the Clayton Hamilton Jazz Orchestra. John Clayton has really opened up a lot of doors for me, and he's just teaching me a lot about the music and about the business. He's another example of being a great businessman. And then just how to deal with people, So a lot of people say, I'm not really looking forward to getting older, but I'm actually excited about it, because I know it's just, your playing just gets better within time. Yeah, it's like a job. If you're working at night in clubs or recording on projects with other people, that's how I look at it. That's why I practice so much. I look at it as being a day job. If I'm not doing anything on a certain day, I'm going to work. I'm going to take my horn out and I'm going to practice all day. And if I get to the point where I'm too tired to play my trumpet, then I'm going to compose and write on the piano and figure stuff out on the piano. But it's all going to be related to music, and I'll take a lunch break like a normal person that has a day job, but it's really about the music. Like I said, I'm happy every day that I play my horn. I play like it's my last day living, because you never know. It's like, and you never know who's going to be in the audience. You can't go in one day and just say, oh well, I kind of feel like playing, but I have to do it because I committed to doing this gig. It's like you really have to give it 200% every time. If you have the flu, then you have to give it 300%. If you're gonna fight with your wife or your girlfriend, then that's all the more reason to go in there and play with more. That's like really important. I notice that a lot of musicians, I play with some musicians sometimes where they're just kind of like, it's whatever. Let me sit down. I'm gonna sit down and play. It's like, when you're playing music, you really have to express yourself, and that's your time to kind of, it's like therapeutic. It's like getting a massage, It's like, it's your time to shine and to express yourself and to get out what you want to say through your instrument. And, that's like, a lot of people don't really think of music that way. They think of just playing notes and playing, what's on the paper and getting their check at the end of the night. It's not about that. if you're playing one night, you don't know who's in the audience. I mean, Charles McPherson came out to hear me one night at the Onyx Room, and I didn't even know he was there. And I mean, like I said, you have to play with 100% every night, because you never know who's going to be in the audience, and that can be your big break. I mean, somebody can say, "Wow, I really like the way this guy plays. I'm going to take him on the road." And Charles McPherson has been using me quite a bit for some of his quintet stuff, and I'm just like, that's a huge honor for me to play with him. I mean, I grew up listening to Charles McPherson. I love Charles McPherson, and it's a dream come true for me. So it's like, you just have to. You never know who's going to be in the audience, so don't be slacking off. To be honest, it's just to keep the music alive, to keep jazz alive. That's my goal in life, is just to keep the music going. I mean, if we need more people like me to keep. I mean, not that I'm saying that I'm the greatest musician in the world, but like, we need more people like me that are pushing the music and keeping it alive, and just keeping like, just exposing the younger generations to the music, and letting them know that it's okay to play jazz, and it's not some corny music. It has a lot to offer. I mean, it just depends how you present it to the kids. I mean, if you play, I don't know, like, if you go to, for example, if you give a concert like at an elementary school, and you play tunes that they can't even relate to. If you play like "Gone with the Wind," none of those kids know about "Gone with the Wind." So immediately from the beginning, you don't have their attention. You have to like first get their attention and have them in the palm of your hand, and then play them some jazz. Like, for example, maybe you can just go in and play a. Something like that. I'm just kind of trying to play something off the top of my head, but like, you play Sesame Street, and they're like, yeah. And if you add a little shuffle to it, you have the Blakey shuffle to Sesame Street. That's jazz. Wow. I mean, music is my life. It hasn't really changed my life. It's a part of me. It's like, it's everything. It's the bread and water. I mean, I wake up in the morning, and it's jazz. I go to sleep and it's jazz. It's like music. It's just music. Music's a part of my life, and it's like, I know no better. It's like, I was raised with music. Music's been around my whole life. I mean, if you took music away from me, I would be helpless.